Okay, so a few nights ago we were down at Swift and went back to the pit to set up some cameras and do some sessions down there. And whether it be kids or who knows what, because people do stupid things like this. There was a pentagram set up down there in the rocks, and another half-burnt candle, which is not surprising to see. And we looked up, and there was a mother and two older daughters coming out, and we all said hello. And but we were out of the pit at that time. We were on the path. And they go, we were looking for this basement thing or something, and we showed them and conversed and walked back to the road. They were from Indiana, and they was driving around trying to find something to do, and they came across Speary and Gore Orphanage Road and looked it up, and that's how they ended up down there, because they'd never been here before. And we told them, "Well, stop by. We'll be here. It's just going to get dark soon." And they were thinking about it, so okay. We didn't think we'd see them again. But, we spent a good half hour talking and everything. Lo and behold, it's dark, and the two daughters came back, which is pretty cool. Well, while we were down there, Tyler took his knife and destroyed the pentagram that they had on the rock, and was set up with sticks and etched a cross in it instead. And we all went back to the bridge. Well, he did that before they came back, but we all went back to the bridge. And that's the day of the flooding. We actually went down there that night. Some of it receded just on the road enough we can cross, but the river was raging. Vermilion River under the bridge, Crybaby Bridge. But we were doing some sessions and all this and that. We were all standing on the bridge. Well, I went back to the car, and I was getting something out of the back seat, and I heard this loud cracking noise, and I stood up, and it's already dark now. And I started yelling at him like, "Hey, come on down here." You could tell if it's an animal or a deer, certain sounds. So I ran up to the bridge, got him. We all started walking back. They couldn't hear me. They had the SB7 going on an external speaker, and the river was just roaring under that bridge. And as we were walking back, we heard this loud crack, pop, crack. And we looked up, and this 50-foot tree, and I kid you not, this 50-foot tree just come crashing through the woods. And it stopped about 4 feet from the back of the car. It would have crushed the car if it was about 6 feet further out the back of the car. It would have just crushed it. But it was like slow motion. We're all watching this thing just fall out of this whole area. The one tree falls just short of the car. Call it what you will. There's a lot of flooding, but there was no water there. And it didn't go up that high. We just find it kind of odd. It's one of them things. There was enough people. We didn't get flipped out. But while we were standing there, about 10 minutes after, and we're looking right at the treetop, just short of the car on the side of the road, the branches and twigs started moving by themselves, and they were snapping off. Like somebody was just standing there snapping them off. It was just crazy. But there was 5 of us there, so we didn't leave. Tonight was a different story. There's only me, Steph, and Tyler. Yeah, it's pretty quiet, as you can see. We did some quiet sessions. This is the bridge right here. And you're going to hear this loud... Something was tossed in the river. A fish isn't going to make this noise. A deer isn't going to make this noise jumping in. A tree falling in the river's not going to make this noise. It sounds like somebody would take, for an example, a bowling ball and just heave it as hard as they could into the middle of the water. That's how deep based plunge it sound it made it with the splash. Tyler caught it on his recorder. I caught it on mine. Now this recorder right here is on the back of the trunk of the car, which is down the road from the bridge. And mine even caught it. This is how loud it was. I'm going to play this for you. It's abnormal. It's so abnormal we decided to leave right away, you know. I don't know what to tell y'all, but it wasn't an animal. Animals don't jump in the middle of the water like this. You know, they'll wade down and then kind of go across, but it's too deep to do that anyway. They'd have to actually swim because it's still pretty high. But check this out. You'll hear it. It's a frog. Crickets. Hear that? And it even left a good print, as you see on the graph right here. Play it again. You could hear us react to it. It's unbelievable, man. Nothing cracked beforehand like a tree falling, nothing rolling down the hill like a huge rock, no noises at all. Listen. It doesn't make sense. Something hit the water. Fish don't make that sound. They'll jump up. There's no fish that heavy. I mean, that would be, I don't know what to tell you. It's not a fish. It's not a tree. The only way I can explain it is a big boulder, something like as heavy as a bowling ball, would just be shoved out over the water and then it hit. But it's crazy. Listen. You can hear the bass, how it hit and went deep. We don't have an explanation, but we got creeped out and left. There was only 3 of us. So there's times that you decide, well, it's time to go. And with the tree falling just short of the car, out of the whole wooded area all down through in there, it decided to fall short of the car. After the pentagram, after he destroyed that, so. And we're walking back to the car at this point. And decided just to get out of here. Right? Yep. You get the recorder on your side. So we all just got in the car and left. But
that's our cue, Bill. Get the fuck out of here. I need the keys. Hurry up.
You could see we're all pretty startled about the thing. We don't usually get creeped out like that, but the time was at exactly midnight to 12 o'clock tonight. So it was so powerful, whatever it was, left that mark right there. Whatever it was huge and heavy. There's no explanation. Something hit the water. And we're used to sounds and stuff down there. You know, the more time you spend, you get used to the environment. But that kind of was our cue to get out of there tonight. We made a decision and we got up pretty quick.